Alright, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rekar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Salutation to the Akim on the highways, teaching this truth in sincerity. Once again, we're out on the highways, giving our bodies up as a living sacrifice like Yahweh Shai did. Yeah? Doing our, how did the Lord say it? Doing our, what's the word I'm looking for? Doing our labor of love, okay? By coming out on the highways. We're not being that slothful servant, see? We're doing what our Lord said to do. Yeah? He said to come out on the highways and hedges to bid the elect to the wedding, yeah? Got my phone playing up. As soon as I come out, Satan comes on it. Satan jumps on the phone, right? And that shows you that you're doing something right. When Satan jumps on your shit, you know you're doing something right. Anyway, we had an eclipse recently, a lunar eclipse. I'm just going to read a little bit about what happened on the lunar eclipse and how these certain signs in the heavens are telling us about the times what's coming. Yeah. So this is a lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse was the largest eclipse in 580 years. Yeah. Coinciding with blood beaver moon begins. You see. So the Lord said the signs. I'm going to get it in Luke where it talks about the signs of heaven. So I'm going to read a little bit and then right, it says here. It says here. The moon. It says here. The moon is about to fall into its earth shadow for the longest duration since the 15th century, offering stargazers a unique opportunity to observe the lunar eclipse. Okay? It says here. The celestial spectacle coincides with the full moon, traditionally known as the beaver moon by Native American Indian tribes, and they're the 12 tribes of Israel, Gad and Reuben, because they knew about they were stargazers as well as Issachar. They knew about the seasons. They knew about the land Sabbaths. That's why the Native Indians used to live in teepees, like tabernacles, and they used to move around. That's how we know that the North American Indians and Seminole Indians are from the tribes of Israel. Even this says the tribes, yeah? So they're on point there. And it says, and will be visible across large parts of the globe, including North America and partially in the UK. So the UK I'm in the UK, and the UK got to see some of this eclipse, but I didn't. And it's the near total eclipse will peak for 3 hours and 28 minutes on the night of the 18th and 19th of November, beginning at 9:02 a.m. GMT. The full passing of the full moon, which itself peaks at 8:57 a.m. GMT through Earth's shadow, will last more than 6 hours. And when we see these signs, we know destruction's coming, yeah? And it says the whole event will be visible across the US, but the arrival of the sun on Friday morning will prevent people in the UK from seeing the latter half of it. Let's see, it says here. Says how record-breaking really is a record-breaking solar eclipse. It says here, this is a useful reminder from NASA that while So like while this is the longest partial eclipse in a very long time, that doesn't mean that you've necessarily missed out. If you didn't get to see it, it's actually the longest partial lunar eclipse in a millennium, clocking in at 3 hours and 28 minutes and 28 seconds. There hasn't been a longer partial lunar eclipse since February 18, 1440. That's Cesare Borgia times. 3 hours, 28 minutes, 49 seconds. Oh yeah, all right, good. And it will remain the longest partial lunar eclipse for 648 years until February the 8th, 2669. Look at that. If you turn the 9, it's 666. Right? 3 hours, 30 minutes and 2 seconds. There will be a longer total lunar eclipse in November the 8th, 22. So we've got another eclipse coming up. So we've got plenty of destruction on the way. Partial lunar eclipse, 28th. Right, lunar, no. Right, so let's go into the scripts now. Let's see what Luke said about it. Luke 21:25, and then we'll jump to the top. Luke 21:25, and it says, right, and it says, Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, the eclipse, and in the stars, and upon earth stress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, for the looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Right, so it says here, there shall be signs in the sun, right, and upon and in the moon, right, the sun and the moon. They're in the heavens for signs, for seasons, yeah, not just to gaze at and have, for your little glasses and whatnot. They're there for a reason, right? So I'm going to start at Luke 21 and the first verse, and it says, and he looked up and saw a rich man casting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw also a certain poor widow casting in hither 2 mites. And he said, of a true I say unto you, that this poor widow cast in more than they all. For all these have their abundance cast unto the offerings of God. But she, of her penury, have cast in all the living that she had. So this woman threw in everything she had. She gave it her all, as they say, yeah? And as some spake of the temple, how it was adorned in goodly stones and gifts, he said, this is Yahweh Shai speaking, the one they call Jesus Christ. As for these things which ye behold, the days will come in which there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And where's that in as well? That's in Matthew's 24th chapter. Yeah? As for these, and they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And where shall be the sign of thy coming? Now, what did he say in the Apocrypha? This says, where is that? And it said here, they asked Yahweh Shai, when will these things be? And what will be the sign of thy coming? Yeah? And let's see what he said. Let's see what a Mashiach, the Yahweh Shai, said. Let's see what the Lord said. Because we're in the times of the second coming. There's uproars of the people. There's lack of jobs. There's viruses. There's fires. There's tornadoes. There's earthquakes. So we're in the time. And these people are oblivious. Right? And it says here, this is what Yahweh Shai, they said to Yahweh Shai. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass. So let's go to the book they took out, the Apocrypha. In 1776, the Bible Destruction Group took this out because it talks about the caveman, the Edomite, the Caucasian, how he would be ruling the time when the second coming of Christ is going to be. So it says here, this is 2 Ezra 6 and 7, it says, then he answered, and I said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? See, Ezra's asked as well, when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of that which follows? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac and Jacob and Esau were born. Of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world. The European man, the Caucasian man, is the end of the eon, that world. Because we're in his world at the moment, you know, homosexuals, transgenders, these are the things what he brings on the earth. Yeah? We're in his world at the moment. So Ezra just asked, he said, Esau is the end of the world. So we're coming to the end of an age. When the white man's ruling, we know it's the end of an age. Yeah? And it says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So the blacks, Hispanics and natives were up next. That's why the one they call Jesus Christ is coming back to deliver us out of this wicked, evil, trans, LGBTQZ society. Yeah? Because it's wicked. Yeah? And it says, the hand of the man is betwixt, and the heel and the hand. Other questions Ezra did ask. Right, so the point is, it said here, they asked the master. Who's the master? Yahushua. The signs. What signs will be? Yeah? So let's go to 2 Ezra 9. 9:2. Says, and he answered me, this is 2 Ezra 9 and 2, 9 and 1 I start. And he answered then and said, measure the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, see, they're all asking about what's the time, what's the signs, and it says, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when thou shalt see, when shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay, so it says here, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and the end is made manifest. Okay? So there was asking, Luke was asking, Matthew was asking, all of the disciples was asking the Lord, when is this time coming? And a lot of these people are oblivious because they're walking around in their own folly, their own little bubble, thinking that it's going to last forever. Yeah, they're going to wake up and the shops are going to be full, and my life, my menial, what's the word I'm looking for? My menial, useless life. Yeah. What is it going to bring forth for me? Well, death. That's what's coming. The Lord said there's death coming on the earth. Who those despiseth the word of God shall be destroyed. So it says here. And he said, who's that he? Yahushua, the one that called Jesus Christ, said, take heed that you be not be deceived. Right? So take heed that you not be deceived. Now let's see who's going to deceive the people. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, and we'll start from the top. And it says, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 1, and it says, now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord, Mashiach Yahushua, the one they call Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that day of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua is at hand. And this is the point. Let no man deceive you, because that's what he said. He said here in Luke. Said here in Luke. And he said, take heed that you be not deceived. Right? So we're going to 2 Thessalonians. This is Paul. This is the second epistle of Paul, the Benjamin. Yeah? So the Thessalonians they weren't Gentiles, they weren't non-Israelites, they were Israelites in a Gentile state of mind, but had been Hellenized by the Greek captivity. Because the Jews in that time was said that they couldn't practice Jewry. They had to assimilate themselves into the Greek Empire under Alexander, Philip the Macedonian, and so forth and so on. Antiochus Epiphanes III, yeah? And it says here, this is the point. Let no man deceive you by any means. Right, now we've been deceived now. This is why the Lord said, don't be deceived. We've been deceived. Because this is, but who's this, sir?
The great deceiver.
Who is this?
The great deceiver.
Who is this?
The great deceiver.
Are you going to keep repeating that? Who is this?
JC.
JC. Who's JC?
Right.
This is Jesus Christ.
We're told.
Oh yeah. According to who though? Who said this is Jesus Christ?
Glacier gliders. The glacier gliders.
Who's that?
The white man.
The white man said this,
The
isn't it?
white devil.
Because, well, at least you're saying that. I'm not saying that. Not yet, anyway. But as you can see here, yeah, this man is who in life? You know who this is? This is a man called Cesare Borgia. If I can find the book. That's this man here.
Borgia.
Severus, you know about him, don't you?
No, just over there, Borgia.
Yeah. Cesare Borgia. And they got a book about him. Yeah? This man was the son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. Did you know that? Yeah? He was the first white pope. Because prior to that, all the popes was black. Did you know that? Yes, the popes, they got pictures of and show the popes.
I'm learning.
Right. So the first popes was black. So they said, when we come back in the Renaissance, have you heard of the Renaissance period? You know what the Renaissance means?
Rising again.
Rebirth. Yeah, rebirth. For what? What was it the rebirth of? No. Because white man don't bring civilization. He's got men holding hands with men, women holding hands with women. That is not civilized. Because no life comes from that. So it can't be a civilization. Even though they said
Spiritual.
you know, even though they said that the Greeks was the first civilization, that's garbage. They've got pyramids down in Africa, but the white man can't duplicate them. And they're not using any stuff, what they call, what's the stuff they put between the bricks? They call it mortar or something. Yeah. Right? They're not using none of that. It was cut so good that he didn't need mortar to bind them. So it wasn't that the white man was coming with this civilization. Like I said, there's nothing civilized about white people. Have you heard of steak tartare?
Steak tartare, I've heard of the word, I don't know what it means.
Yeah, let me show you. Can you give me a quick
Tartare
visualization?
is really salt.
Have you ever tried this? Have you ever tried steak tartare? Yeah, raw meat. Have you tried it? You have tried raw meat before, haven't you? Right. So this is what I'm saying. Raw meat, whatever creature eats their meat like this. Animals. Right, so what's that saying about the white man and animals? Come back here, sir. Yeah, but the Ethiopians are Hamites. I'm not talking about Ethiopians, I'm talking about Caucasians at the moment. Because they're the ruling class in this world.
It's just there's a big problem in Ethiopia. I was hoping you were going to give me a little bit of wisdom about what's going on in Ethiopia at the moment.
Yeah, well, not why they're Hamites. What's going on in Ethiopia? The Ethiopians had the
They're
so-called...
the son of Ham.
Right, and they had the Jews enslaved in the Babylonian Empire, if you know that. But back to the raw meat eating. This is why the Cesare Borgia was put up in the 1400s. Yeah? They said when the Renaissance, when the white people come back into power, because prior to the so-called Renaissance was what? The Dark Ages. wasn't it? Why do you think it was called the Dark Ages?
The plague, the great Black Death.
Right, alright, the Black Death, as a plague got a colour. Right, but the people it was killing had the colour. It was called the Byzantine Empire, right? Black people was ruling. We've got the Queen, you see like your...
The Byzantine Empire was black?
Yes. Constantinople, yeah? You know about that, yeah? Right, so the Queen of England, how come she turned white all of a sudden? Because they married into the black nobility. That's how white people got into power. There's King James. His mother, Mary Queen of Scots, black woman. Elizabeth I. He set up all the theatres for William Shakespeare. The William Shakespeare is a black man. Let me show you. So one of these, somewhere. Oh, it's not here. I know it's one of these. Oh, there it is. William Shakespeare. Let me show you the picture. There's William Shakespeare there. Look at his woolly hair.
Yeah, he's got woolly hair, isn't he?
Right? See what I mean? So everything, see the Renaissance and period, and everything the white man's got now, he lied about. He lied to get in position. You're known as the great Satan. The white man is known as the great Satan. And your fruits, by your fruits, you're known. How do you feel about homosexuality, sir?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? And that's good, because God don't like it. That's why he's destroying the so-called society today. Like she's got her bag, look at her bag over there. That is the rainbow, the rainbow. What was the rainbow? What was symbolic about the rainbow? What God brought about the rainbow? What was symbolic about that? No, I'm talking about what God. We're not talking about the white man, now. We're talking about what God. What made it symbolic in God's eyes, the rainbow?
It had all the colours in, I don't
No, because of the flood. He said he would never flood the earth again. But the so-called
That
white
was
man.
his symbol of the problem.
Right, they wouldn't flood the earth anymore. Right, but what did the white man do? Take it and made it what? Took one of God's symbols and made it into an abomination. Right, and that's what Caucasians are about. They're about abominable things. They're about the pleasures of the flesh. Yeah, white people love pleasures of the flesh. You know that, innit? Like we're going into Christmas now. Do you know that's a Babylonian custom? Christmas. Right. Because
Coca-Cola and Red Man.
yeah, but that's other branches. I'm talking about actual Christmas. When they cut the tree, and they put it in their houses. And what is the tree? The tree is an evergreen tree. It stays green all year round. It's a symbol of Nimrod's deeds. If you know about the story about Semiramis' army, how she it's dissected them and whatnot, and she took these things as a symbolic of the phallus of the tree, and then you go and put presents under the tree to worship the phallus, right? Because there we go. Look, stay where you are. Look. Why is the phallus in all the countries, majority of the countries of the European countries? Look, we've got a phallus here. Look. We've got in Rome, it originally comes from Egypt, yeah? And you've got one on the Thames, you see that one down the bottom, on your left. Let's stand at the Thames, that's Cleopatra's Needle, right? What is Cleopatra's Needle in Egypt, the Egyptian phallus? That's all the way from Heliopolis, Egypt. It was given by the French Orient Masons. Yeah? What's that thing down in the Thames? Because what it is, this society is built off of all different kingdoms. The white man's world is built off of all different kingdoms. You've got Babylonian customs, you've got Egyptian customs, you've got Roman customs, you've got Greek customs, and you've taken Syrian customs. You've taken every custom that these people made their own. What do you call yourselves? Caucasian, yeah? Call yourselves Caucasians. I see that when it's hot in the kitchen, when the truth comes out, you flee. See, the wicked flee when no man pursues. It's getting hot in the kitchen. See, these Caucasians, when it gets hot in the kitchen, it's like garlic to a vampire, yeah? They got to run, you know what I mean? That's all right, truth. It's not going to stop the truth from coming out. But let's go back into this, and it says here, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there become a falling away first.
It's not ghetto.
Right, the falling away was us going into captivity, 70 AD. Yeah? when the white man come and conquered us. Our big brother, our big wicked brother Esau, our big red brother, yeah, the red man, yeah, our big red brother Esau, yeah, come and conquered us in Jerusalem, 70 AD, and that's how we fled into Africa to hide amongst the dark nations, the dark nations in the land of Ham, right? Because that land wasn't called Africa. That land became Africa when Leo Scipio Africanus or Publicus conquered that land during the Second Punic War, yeah, and it was named after him. And that's what they do. They name the lands what they conquer after themselves. Like Colombia is named after Cristobal Colon. America's named after Amerigo Vespucci, and so forth and so on. Yeah. So it says here. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. 70 AD, we had to fall, and that man of sin be revealed. The man of sin is being revealed. You know, the LGBTQ plus geezer who pushes abominations on the earth. Yeah, and that's the Caucasian man. He calls himself white when he's as red as what color? As red as who? The devil. Yeah, look how red that man is. Yeah. Red hairy man, the beast man. Yeah, watch Planet of the Apes, and there's a scroll where they said the beast man, he will not only destroy his land, he will destroy yours. Alright? So this is what we're talking about. That man of sin be revealed. And our people want to be just like the white man. We've got our women putting blonde hair and all that in their head, wearing the white woman's weave and all that in their head. They got a problem. Because what it is, they hate themselves now. They've been taught to hate themselves. They've been good puppies, they've been raised as puppies, and now they're big wolfies. Remember what Arnold said, what is your dog's name? And he said, Wolfie. He said, Barky or whatever. And Arnold said, is Wolfie okay? And he knew it, well, the mother, because the mother said, yeah, Wolfie's okay. Right, our people have become wolfies now, dogs. And the Lord said, dogs have come past him. Yeah? Edomites, and he says, the Israelites have surpassed the deeds of the wicked. So we have become dogs now, yeah? Israelites. And it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the man of perdition. Perdition means the man of destruction. And who's more destructive than the white man? Name a nation what's been more destructive than white people. You can't. Everywhere they go, he's the man of death. He brings death and destruction. That's what he's about. That's what he's created for. Proverbs 16:4 said, the Lord created all things for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the Caucasians, the white man, was created to bring evil on the earth. And I've got to give him a round of applause. There's no man more wicked than white people. Look at their history.
So I
You know what I
definitely
mean?
disagree with you.
Well, excuse me, sir? Stand here and contend. I could show you your wickedness. 400 or 500 years of free labour, rape, robbery and murder. You wouldn't disagree because you're the devil. Right, and it says, who opposeth and exalt himself above all that is called God. And that's that wicked bastard white man. He opposes and exalt himself above all that is called God. You know why? Because he tell you there is no God. The white man will tell you there is no God because I'm God. Yeah? Well, God made a man and a woman, and yet still he wants to change that ordinances. You know? Saying it's okay for 2 men to sword fight and 2 women to carpet munch. This is what this man does. He's that wicked, evil spirit that's on the earth. Yeah? And it says here, so anything this white man does, do the opposite. Because he'll send you right to where you're, you know, that fiery pit. Yeah? And it says, who opposes and exalt himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And how did he show himself that he is God? By putting this garbage up, yeah? The 16th chapel where you got the white man's finger with Adam, yeah? He said this was Jesus, yeah? Some homosexual from the 1400s said this was Jesus. Well, we know this is the devil the Bible speaks of. Yeah? Well, we know that's the devil. And the devil goes back to the word diabolos, deceiver, that's what it means, because he's deceived everyone. Yeah? Telling them that he's the greatest people on the earth when they stole everything they got. Yeah? They said that, well, in about, if this place carried on, they would say Mike Tyson was a white man. Well, you know he's a black guy. Muhammad Ali would be a white man. Just like they put the greatest man ever to walk the earth, Jesus Christ, is a white man. Right? They deceived the whole world with their lies. But now their lies is being broken down, and it says, because we're lifting up that banner, the truth. Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things. This is what the Lord was telling his disciples. That withholdeth, that it might be revealed in his time. And we're revealing his answer. We know who he is. He is the modern day Egyptian, the modern day Assyrian, the modern day Babylonian, the modern day Greek, Roman, and so forth and so on. He's the devil the Bible speaks of, Diabolos, the deceiver. We don't see his horns, not yet, because you know he's really showing his horns at the moment when he's giving everybody the jab. And now he's telling more lies, saying there's another variant, but don't make you sick, but you can spread it. Yeah? Because he's into Agenda 21, he wants depopulation. He wants to get rid of the Negroes, Hispanics and Native Indians, really. But he's going to take a lot of his people with him because he's the harbinger of death. He was set up to bring death. That's what he's about. He's not about life. Like I said, 2 men together and 2 women together bring death.
The Most High.
Right then, sis. You right? You good?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. And it says, let's read on. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. And what's that? The Roman Empire. That mystery of iniquity was the Romans. Originally the Greeks. The Greeks, you know about Alexander was a freak.
Yes.
Yeah? Do you know about that, sister? Alexander the freak.
Yes, I do.
Have you been doing your studying? Have you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. So what tribe are you from?
Benjamin.
Are you a Benjamin?
Yeah.
What West Indian island are you from?
Jamaica.
Oh, Jamaica. So I don't screw up your face. We was all
Some
put.
will say, oh, Jamaica, oh, Jamaica.
We was put in the island as slaves.
Exactly, that's right.
Right. So you're not a Jamaican, by the
No,
way, because you know you're
Israelite
not.
from the
Because
tribe of
Jamaica means
Benjamin.
what?
Land of food and water.
Right. So you're not a wood and water person. That's the first one I asked Jamaican. And they say, I'm Jamaican. I said, you know what it means? And you're obviously studying. You've been doing your studying.
Yeah.
Right? So you're a Hebrew Israelite and you're keeping the laws. To the best of your
To the
ability.
best of my abilities, yes.
That's good. So we've got a sister up here who's keeping the laws to the best of her ability. So the old black women are wicked, evil demons. Yes? Because we've got to have a lot of the sisters, but because remember the Lord said he's going to have, because there's more women than men. So the Lord said he's going to have a lot of our women. The majority of what's going